Hey guys, hope you're having a good day, evening, whenever you watch this. Um, God bless. So I'm just saying, 'cause I know I've been going back and forth in this, but I really want to at least try and promote reconciliation in the Kids Gay group. And so I asked that it be put on the agenda, and they did, and interviews with them as well. So you might see that. But it was it, it was okay. Like I had a lot of good things happen, which I'll explain throughout. Like, they did put on the agenda, and Skev just saying, I don't think this will work for people. And it's being like, that's very like, um so that was good. The other good thing is I actually asked people what's the goal for good conversation, for good timing, and that went well. Sorry for my bangs. Going moment. Okay, so it went well for most of it. Then we got to my thing at the end, and I said, "Truth, we need to take a page from Truth and Reconciliation." And if you don't know what that is the Canadian, that is a group of that is a big organization within Canada to help with Aboriginal people, and those with Samoan ancestry, um, hear each other out and hear the trauma of the residential schools, and which were kids were basically taken away from their families and abused because they were Native. That is a simple but horrible blight on Canadian history. And so now this Truth and Reconciliation holds like events where people can share their stories of the intergenerational trauma within families, how it still affects them today. And so I thought, good, this is a way to share stories. Maybe we can take a page out of their book, share stories, but still forgive. Because that's a big thing with the Truth and Reconciliation, is it's not just, here's what you get to us by. It's, we need to come together as one people, as the creator want us to be. And so I thought it was great. And once again, and this was surprising who it came from, once again I was told it's too colonial, it's too white, it's basically too bourgeois, is what I was told by somebody who was very hurt. And it was a shock to me because, and this is an apology video to them as well, because my reaction, I wish I could say it was like, I'm sorry, and I hear your story, and but it did come out. I understand, and I'm really sorry that happened to you, because they've had experiences with coworkers that were not great, because of certain circumstances, like being forced for things, and so that's not good. That's horrible. And so they were very hurt, and and I did a dumb thing. I did a stupid thing. I said, I understand we have trauma, but that's my point. We have to move past it, and we have to let go, is what I have officially said. And then, some of you who have experienced trauma, even myself, if I had that from another person, was like, as soon as I said, and I saw the look on his face, and I'm like, well, I guess most apathetic phrase ever. What I meant to say was, I have all the respect for the pain you've gone through. I'm just not sure that constantly telling of that victimization without the resiliency part is going to help us. And I wish I would have said it like that. Cause they left the meaning really hurting to go. And I never meant that. So to that friend, I am sorry. I never meant that to happen. All I'm trying to say, and this is something I have to clarify as well. There was also a misinterpretation, which, by the way, the person who made this miscommunication actually said I should make a video. So thank you for the encouragement there. But the other miscommunication was that, oh, you just want everybody to be nice. What about the blacks in the South? And I'm like, number one, I can't speak to that situation. Number two, I'm not asking people to hug the enemy. I'm asking them to be assertive, but diplomatic. That's a completely different thing. Completely different thing. Because being nice is like, oh that that lift hit you in the head. Oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. That's being quote unquote nice, as they were trying to say. And what I think is like, okay, ow, Jesus, that hurt. I no ways happens all the time. In future, I really need you to stay focused when it swings by me. Because this is the type of stuff that can happen. After I've dried my tears, of course, I can't say that scenario when say a couple tears first, but the point is there's a way to say things without being a pushover. And I guess, and as I explained it to them, there's a difference between being aggressive and being assertive. Aggressive is like, where assertive is like, I'm standing my ground. And I'm standing my ground, but I still have enough emotional control, which again, I did get a little emotional because I did not expect it from this person. Like it was I expected backlash, but I did not expect it. Like it's weird sometimes, and I wonder if you can relate. You can be prepared for everything, maybe on an exam, and then someone new who doesn't understand the old part is running the exam, or something as physical. Like you can be prepared for everything, including the fact that you can't be prepared for everything. Like and so that's what really shocked me. And again, I made mistakes tonight. Like I really did. And I don't want to deny it. I don't want to sweep it under your rug. Because it was shaming to say something like just get over it. I have no idea what it's like to be this friend. I have no idea what it's like to be blind. I have no idea what like I can only speak from what works for me, and I just feel that I'll close with Gary John Bishop. He wrote a couple books. He's Scottish. He's really famous because his books are like Unbrief Yourself, Unf Yourself, Stop Doing That Shit. Just he's very raw, and his books are quite short. But on his podcast, which I was listening to in the car one day, with my dad, he 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 said, I have all the respect for victims. I just don't have any, like, maybe I should rephrase because I can't remember exactly what he said, but he basically said, I have all the respect for those who have gone through trauma. What I try to do with my clients, because I believe a clinical psychologist, is get them out of that victimhood, and that's what concerns me with the disability community. Is there's a lot of, well, this happened to me and this happened to me, and you've seen me do that. You've seen me talk about, some things that happened that wasn't so great. But if I kept hopping on it, man, my life would suck. like, and again, I'm using the wrong language here, but I'm just so fed up with the whole we do not have to submit to able-bodied people. We do not have to surrender. And I'm not saying we have to not say that. I'm not saying we need to whitewash our experiences with able-bodied people and say everything's fine. I've had many able-bodied person do sorry, something popped up and surprised me. But I've had many able-bodied people, I've had many able-bodied people make mistakes, including physiotherapists, ripping me, feeling like they were ripping me apart as a kid. I've had many moments where people who even love me open their mouths and their brain fell, which is my family's way of saying just they said something and they didn't think about it, and it hurt. Like they said something kind of silly, but it was hurtful consequences. So I have all the respect for those who have experiences that they can't just get over. What I struggle with having respect for is the whole, oh, well, like the whole, they don't deserve compassion and they don't deserve partnership. It's supposed to be disability led, and I'm like, sure, but isn't it best if you want somebody with transportation, when you want somebody there who was managing the handy bus or a mechanic so they know what to do when the bus broke down, who maybe had no experience with disability, something like that, where it's just like, I think we're missing resources. And again, I may get some very angry comments saying, if you were a princess, and I totally get that, but for me, I can't give in to this idea of we're being oppressed, and we are being oppressed, but what I can't do is necessarily draw a line between able-bodied people and disabled people and say, oh, they're the oppressors. We can't work with them. How would they understand? They're the ones that make our life hell. No, they're not. A lot of them are just trapped in the system because they don't know any better. And maybe 10 years from now, maybe I share the exact same opinion as my friend. Maybe I just need a bit more time. Maybe I'm too young. But at the same time, I'd rather have this more forgiving perspective now and have it be productive. Like, I didn't want to spoil things, but I actually have a chance to help hospitals in Alberta understand that their commode's unsafe on Thursday. And you want to know why that was? Because I wrote an email after day surgery and I realized there was no SIBO, and my staff was great, but it was kind of scary to go to the bathroom and an EMP sample, and so I just wrote an email. I said, I understand this is an oversight, and everything, but if we could please talk about this further, that would be greatly appreciated, and thank you. And you know what? I got a response. And I have a talk with them this Thursday, and I just feel that if I would have gone, this is I don't, this could be liable to sue, and you can, and maybe I would have gone that mean, but people would have been like, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't have, but I just feel that the first approach is better, because for them, I asked them, I'm like, what's the goal of this discussion? And they were like, well, it's information gathering. And I'm like, okay. So if I had gone off like, like, this is ableist, and how could you give this number one? I wouldn't have gotten this quick response to say, when are you gonna do it? I would have gone, maybe I would have gotten it, but after paragraphs of, the hospital can only go so far. And I think I bring this up because another thing that I think got me in trouble and caused the thing to leave, was the fact that I literally said, guys, we've been getting brush off emails, and we really need to consider a strategy right now. And so yeah, when you just hit them with problems, and this is my experience, and how could this happen to me? I'm sorry, like, I know, I honestly understand that I could be wrong. I honestly understand that if I had maybe gone with the more aggressive approach, maybe I would still have this meeting. But at the same time, part of me would just not felt right about it. And I think what bothers me about this is the fact that I'm like, I understand, but I just don't feel right about this. And it's funny, I'm in therapy now, and because of these being things so divisive sometimes, and one of the things, we've visited every session. I've had about 3 sessions now. Or maybe it's been 4, but every session it comes back to, I have to be okay with me. And the fact is, this may sound like super pious. I understand if this loses people, but when I see all this divisiveness, I can't help thinking that I can't I can't align with this, and I can't agree because just like my friend couldn't agree with the Truth and Reconciliation mandate, which by the way he's Caucasian pickaxe and everything. But the whole thing was I can't do that because I feel it goes against my faith to be like throwing stones, because there's this beautiful song by a band called The King and Country, two brothers, and it was made for the 2016 version of Ben-Hur, and it's called Ceasefire. And one of the lines in the second verse, the first line actually is, "So easy to cast the first stone, much harder to search your own soul." And it's just like, that's how I feel. And so maybe this sounds overly pious, maybe I'm sounding like a religious hypocrite, I don't know, but I cannot condone people who are like, they're the oppressors, because you know what, we all have oppressive tendencies. I know I have to watch as a Christian and as a feminist and as a white person, so you know we all have oppressive tendencies. No one's free of biases. I'm sorry if that's a little bit heavy for tonight, but it's true. No one's free of biases, and we shouldn't pretend that they're not there, especially minority people. Just because we're minorities doesn't mean we can't be jerks, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that being nice it is a wrong way to go. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I'm sorry if it sounds like a one-trick pony. I am sorry to that thing again, and I hope for the rest of you, you found this interesting. And once again, God bless. Have a good night.